Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. I saw this movie in theaters and I was blown away. Action-packed, loaded with lightsaber duels. Palpatine destroys the whole Jedi Order and Anakin Skywalker turns to the dark side. I was a fan of The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, but let's be honest, they were a little weak. A lot of people hated them. The prequel trilogy really needed a strong conclusion and it got one. This movie, it's tempting to rate it as my favorite. It's definitely the most entertaining. If you were like, dude bro, we're watching Star Wars, this would be the one to watch. But if this was a non-woke Academy Awards show, I would award Empire Strikes Back as the best Star Wars film. Right now we're over 16 years since the release and here is my review. Opening crawl. War. General Grievous steals Palpatine. Anakin is a Jedi Knight. There's a lot that happened in the last 3 years. Unfortunately, none of that is on screen. There was the original Clone Wars show, but how many people really watch that? The whole prequel trilogy is about the Clone Wars, and we don't see much of it in the 3 movies. But as for this movie goes, it's easy to take in the new information. It opens with Obi-Wan and Anakin in a space fight. This is just great to see in the theater. The visuals, the sound. R4 is killed, foreshadowing how dark this movie is. Everyone dies.
Oh dear.
They both land on the ship, and it's great to see how Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship has developed. It's no longer father-son, it's brothers.
I sense Count Dooku.
I sense a trap.
Next move?
Spring the trap.
I love their encounter with Dooku, the callback of Obi-Wan saying, "This time we'll do it together," and Anakin recognizing that it was a mistake last time was nostalgic and perfect. Dooku is a badass, makes quick work of Obi-Wan. Anakin fighting Dooku is one of my favorite moments in Star Wars. This scene gives me Old Republic vibes. I want to see more duels like this. 2 Jedi on a mission, they run into some Sith, and they gotta fight. I cannot get enough of that, and so far, Disney has not delivered. Anakin taps into the dark side and takes out Dooku. I understand Anakin not wanting to kill Dooku because it's against the Jedi way, but what were they going to do with him? They barely made it out of that ship alive. They couldn't drag a prisoner along. As Palpatine said, he's too dangerous to be kept alive. They get captured and see General Grievous. I never liked General Grievous. I think he's stupid. There was a lot going on in this movie and he didn't need any screen time. I would have preferred more Anakin scenes. Padme is pregnant with Luke and Leia. We had a nice callback to the bad love dialogue of episode 2.
It's only because I'm so in love.
No. No, it's because I'm so in love with you.
Anakin is having nightmares about Padme dying. This was nice because it's the first time we see it on screen, what he was going through in the last movie. The last time he was having these nightmares about his mom, she died, so he's freaking out. Every scene with Palpatine in this movie is fantastic. He really fucks with Anakin, appointing him to the council. The council adds Anakin to the council, but doesn't make him a master, and Anakin has a classic Star Wars meltdown.
What? How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you be on the council and not be a master?
I feel Revenge of the Sith had a lot on its plate. The movie doesn't do a good job explaining why Anakin was so upset. There was a darkness to him the whole movie that could have used more explanation. Not only it had to be a spectacular movie, it had to justify the previous 2 movies which were highly criticized. Classic scene of Anakin talking with Obi-Wan. Anakin makes a good point about his appointment. The reality is Anakin is a fake council member. He's only there because they want to spy on Palpatine. I understand the Jedi strategy, but I don't think it would have killed them to grant Anakin the rank of master. You're either in or out with this. There shouldn't be any half-assed fake appointments. Doing the opposite literally killed them. So Anakin is getting pissed off with everything. Then he sees Palpatine at the opera. Another amazing scene. The whiny sequel lovers literally try to discredit the prequel trilogy to justify their garbage fake news Disney sequel trilogy, and it's sad. This is Star Wars. This is George Lucas Star Wars. Only fake fans rip on this movie and the prequel trilogy to justify Disney Star Wars. I love this scene. The last time Anakin and Obi-Wan talk,
May the Force be with you.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.
Immediately after that, Anakin is pissed off again about the whole situation. Palpatine is really in his head. Shortly after that, Palpatine reveals himself to Anakin. Again, every scene Palpatine is in is fantastic. I could watch it over and over and still be entertained. Even though we all knew who Palpatine was, it's still one of the best reveals ever. So Anakin doesn't do anything and tells Mace Windu as he should. Anakin should have let Mace Windu do his thing, but he was so determined to prevent Padme from dying. He was also friends with Palpatine for over 10 years and questions the Jedi. So everything up to him freaking out and cutting Mace's hand off, I am on board with. He had no idea Palpatine was going to kill the fuck out of him. But I think bowing down to Palpatine right here and then, going to the Jedi Temple, was a bit extreme. I think he needed another push. He fucked up majorly, but I think he should have left. The Jedi should have found out. The Jedi should have tried to arrest Anakin or be looking for Anakin. Maybe Padme finds out what he did and hates him. Then when Anakin's back is completely against the wall, he turns to Palpatine. He needed something else to make his attack on the temple more believable. The problem is time with this movie and the failure of episodes 1 and 2 not focusing on more important things. I've said in the past that those two could have been combined into one film. My counter argument to all this is he raged against the Sand People. I really think they undersold how fucked up that killing spree was, and even though I would have liked to see another thing push him over the edge, he was in a really bad situation already. So Anakin kills everyone in the temple, and like the Sand People massacre, they missed another opportunity. I wanted to see Anakin rage. The most we got was a 2-second security recording. We saw him rage a little against the Separatists. Why couldn't he rage in the temple? Then there's a bunch of pussies crying on Twitter about Star Wars Theory saying the same thing. You're a fucking little fake fan bitch if you were honestly offended by all that. Anakin killing kids. That takes us to the duels. Honestly, I liked Yoda in Attack of the Clones, but I didn't need to see the Yoda versus Palpatine battle. I was much more into the Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight. That's what I wanted to see my whole life. I would have preferred they didn't cut away from it. Obi-Wan outsmarts Anakin and gets the W. Then from here, they have 20 minutes to wrap up the prequel trilogy. It was edited nicely, but it is an issue. The movie should have been 3 hours long. Watching episode 4 after the prequel trilogy is really interesting. There's little things that have greater meaning. Overall, the prequel trilogy has some flaws, but it's good. Revenge of the Sith is clearly the best out of the three. John Williams, off the charts good in this movie. He obviously took a nap in episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. That movie needed to be like Revenge of the Sith, action-packed, justifying the previous two movies, and it was beyond horrible. What did you think about Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to check out my Revenge of the Sith playlist. More videos coming about Star Wars Episode 3. Become a knight, subscribe to the channel.